Today we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions and why they don't work. Hey, Sophie here. Welcome again to my kitchen. Happy New Year to all of you. So today I just want to do a very short, brief video, 3 reasons why New Year's resolutions don't work and 3 reasons why not to do them, especially when it comes to weight loss and health. Now, I know at the beginning of the year, everybody's talking about weight loss. It's like, the diet industry goes bananas and they're all showing you, on every magazine stand, in your Facebook feed, every YouTube ads, whatever, probably how mine came up in your feed, but you're going to be hearing everything about, weight loss, obviously. And it's very confusing for you. I speak to women all the time and they're just so confused. They don't know where to turn because everybody's saying something different. But what most people are saying is, hey, here's my solution. Here's something that you should do. Here's something you should try. Give it a try. It's a diet. It's a weight loss supplement. It's a new plan. It's a something. And these are what I call Band-Aids. And why they're called Band-Aids are you're in pain, you're suffering, because the truth of the matter is that you haven't managed to lose your unwanted pounds, release your unwanted pounds permanently, have you? Most of you. And if you think about it, you look back over the last 10 years, 20 years, some of you 30 years, and you're like, oh boy, wait a minute, now I think about it, you may not class yourself as a sort of typical yo-yo dieter, but if you have been on and off some kind of a weight loss diet over the last 20 or 30 years, well then that is because you're on it and then you're off it. And therein lies struggle, isn't it? It's never fun. It's always a horrible, horrible feeling. You feel frustrated and upset and a sense of failure, and it chips away at your self-esteem when every single new year it's like, well, here I am, again, and I've gained maybe a couple more pounds, over time, cumulatively, and I'm going to try another thing. And you get a little bit excited because it's the New Year's thing that everybody's doing. But hang on a minute, wait, okay? Because here are the 3 reasons why New Year's resolutions, which really I put in the same kind of category as diets, as weight loss diets, don't work. Because it's like a big kind of like, okay, here I am, I'm pledging to, I'm making a resolution to cut out sugar and grains or carbs, or I'm going to start this new diet and I'm going to stick to it or whatever. And I'm just telling you. Well, I don't need to tell you. You can tell yourself, that it's pretty much, 80% of certainly New Year's resolutions fail by February. So, number 1 reason why New Year's resolutions really do fail is because they are not addressing the mindset. They're not addressing your mindset. And this is really where we have to start. And this is where I start with the women that I work with, because it's like a computer system. It's your operating system. If your operating system is still operating as it did, last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but you're trying a different approach, well, you're going to get the same results. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You haven't changed your mindset. Your mindset has to change. And I'm passionate about this. I'm a nutritionist, but I'm also a transformational mindset coach. And it's just absolutely extraordinary to me to see that when this piece changes, it's like upgrading the software of a computer, and that's what has to happen. If you don't upgrade the software in the computer, what's going to happen? Over time, the computer's going to crash. It's just not going to work. It's going to glitch. And it's exactly the same with us as human beings. We want something, we want to change body, we want to change us, but unless you're upgrading that software, ain't never going to happen. It's just not. It might happen for a short amount of time because most of us can stick to something by white knuckling it for a very short amount of time, but then it's like, okay, it peters out. Most of the women who I speak to come to me and they say, when I say, what's your biggest struggle? They go, it's consistency or it's motivation. I lose motivation. I'm just not consistent with anything that I try. So yeah, you're right. And that's mindset. So that's what has to change. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is doing too much, biting off too much. It's like that New Year's, like, right, I'm going to ride the Peloton every day for an hour, or I'm going to give up grains and sugar and gluten and everything completely, or I'm going to go on this crazy ketogenic diet where I'm eating, all this fat and none of this, and anything that is too much, okay, and too difficult in the sense of you're not really going to be able to sustain it as a lifestyle. Mistake. Just be honest about it, because is that going to work for you long term? Now, this is all to say, I'm assuming that you want long-term results. Some people don't. They just I just want to quickly lose, whatever, 20 pounds, 30 pounds or whatever, get into that bikini. And I don't mind if I put it all back on again. But I'm assuming most of you want to reach your ideal, beautiful weight. We're not talking about getting crazy. We're just talking, I'm 57. And, most women that I speak to are sort of in the age bracket, certainly over 40, 45. Hormones change, everything changes. We need a different approach. And most of us want to be in optimal health. That becomes a really big want, but also to be in our ideal shape, our ideal weight and shape. Okay. So number three reason why New Year's resolutions and a lot of these extreme diets don't work is because it's not natural. It's not natural for your body. If you are doing something that is not natural for your physiology and your biology and your psychology as a human being, it is doomed to fail over time. You're just like going upstream against a tide that is not going to carry you ever. So those are the three reasons why New Year's resolutions, I tried them for years when I was much, much younger. This year, I'm going to meditate every single day for half an hour and bullet journal and, And then it just led to this awful sense of failure. I had those notebooks with the goals in and this, and nowadays it's like on your iPad or your bullet journal or your whatever it is, right? But again, it really circles back to that mindset piece. And that really, if this is where it needs to be, then everything downstream of that is going to work. So if you're struggling and you really need help, you've been struggling for a very long time, feel free to click on the link below this video and you can book a complimentary breakthrough session with me. And in that session, we'll really sort of go through what's holding you back. And this is really for women who are really, really struggling and who want to change now. It's for women who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that might not be you. So if that's not you, don't book a session with me, because I only speak to women who are like at the end of their rope and they're like, I need help now. But, and if that's not you, then think about a different approach this year. Think about doing things a little differently, maybe a little more slowly, biting off less than you can chew. And whatever you do, do what's natural for your body. Do what is going to lead to disease prevention. So many of the approaches out there don't. They just don't. Okay, so honor you, honor yourself, honor your body. Got lots more great videos coming this year, and I'm wishing you all a very, very happy new year.